Hello, friends. Ooh. Have anybody got any new versions of the Zoom Wave that you'd like to try out for us? We've got, you could come off screen, in screen. Ah, so this morning where I am, and I know it's evening where some of you are, and I appreciate seeing our European friends here and wherever else you're located on the globe. I was thinking about my experience walking around over the last week, walking around in my yard and walking around being out in nature. I realized that I was having the ongoing experience of gratitude. I was feeling, and I have been, when I look at something, I'm just feeling so grateful that it is. You know, seeing all of the different plants and our lemon tree out in the back and how it produces lemons for us just out of its being. And the colors that are changing and the leaves that are dropping. And my sense was, how did I arrive at that ongoing feeling of gratitude? Because people say, an attitude of gratitude is what really opens up the world for you and connects you to a deeper sense of purpose and meaning and connection. And I realized it's through the practice of appreciation. And that appreciation is something that we can choose to do. Gratitude is generally, in my experience, the result of having appreciated enough that it becomes a different fuel source for you than complaining or focusing on what's wrong. But the actual experience of changing my nervous system was what I noticed, that rather than, because I come from a long lineage of people seeing what's wrong. And so realizing that I'm looking now for how perfect everything is. And that whole sense of appreciation for me comes down to the phrase, thank you. And so I'd like to have you just try on, since you're muted now, I'd like you to play with thank you. And in your own language, whatever your first language is, I'd like you to play with thank you. And we're going to kind of combine this with loop of awareness. So I'd like you to thank me, which may be a little different for you than thank you, to turn your attention outward and to actually aim your thank you at something out there in the world. And then thank me. And you can do thank me with love scoops if you choose to, or thank me, which is the sense of sending that attention inward. And I'd like you to let yourself notice if any part of you wants to be thanked. Like your feet for carrying you around every day, and you probably don't give any attention to them. So thank you, feet, as you're turning your attention inward. And then thank you, sunlight. And then turning back to you. So I'd like to ask you to actually make the thank you out loud so that you can hear yourself. Thank you, and letting it land, like a spritzer. Thank you. Thank me. And let yourself add a breath to that. So you're really letting it land. Thank you, lungs, for bringing air in and distributing it all around my body. And thank you, leaves, for generating oxygen. And thank you, hip. Thank you, new hip, for giving me a new foundation. So let yourself just continue with that for a minute or so. saying it out loud, because that vibration also opens up your throat and allows energy to move both directions through this main thoroughfare of yours, through your throat. And now I'd like you to let yourself feel how you're experiencing thank you. So you've said it a few times, and I'd like you to intend thank me. And just notice how you experience that as a vibration, as a flow. And then thank you. Thank you, air, for supporting all of us in being alive. And the feeling of that, I'd like you to send that out and then to bring it back home to you. And when you bring it home, take a breath and really let it settle. And then if your body wants to do anything, like I feel my body wanting to wiggle with this one, go ahead and let your body do whatever it wants to do. And then gathering your intention of thank you and sending it out and letting yourself breathe and letting that land. And I was just feeling too, thank you for feelings. Thank you for all of the feelings I experience and the richness that that brings to my life. And thank you for feeling, for connecting me to others and what others are needing and the feelings that others are having, particularly grief and loss and the fear of the unknown. Ah, thank you, feelings, for giving us a map for moving through and appreciating feelings and all they open up for us. Ah, ah. So the intention of thank you. I'm feeling an appreciation for my immunology, my system. I got a spider bite the other day, right on my sacrum. I'm still unraveling the meaning of that. Yeah, it was very, Gay was just checking it this morning and he said, yep, that's a spider bite. And all that my body was able to move that through, but also to open up to what's that about? Me connecting with the outside world, me connecting with nature. So, and me connecting with the mystery. So, letting yourself celebrate just the mystery of the next moment, the unknown of the next moment. And thank you for mystery. Thank you for the unknown, for the opportunity to step into the unknown, the next place on the path. So I can feel also the, not just the in, but the around. So letting yourself also be feeling and thanking the around you and then around out there in the world. And letting the appreciation and thank you go really as deep in you as that wants to be, and let yourself stay there for a couple of breaths. And noticing any fear melters that arise, anything that's wanting to have more space. Like I'm feeling under my armpits, they're going, hey, what about me? I keep everything from sort of spreading out into space infinitely. I keep you in your body. So appreciating your wings and your wingspan. Yeah, so letting your attention come in And just resting in that thank you. Because we usually rush off to the next thing. Thank you, and yes, I'm busy. I have things to do. Just resting in thank you. And then resting in, oh, thank you, world. Thank you, community. Ah. Hmm. And then if you're able to where you are, take yourself up into the vertical if you haven't already. And like you to be thanking the sky and thanking the earth, letting your attention and your appreciation go up and out, and then in and down, and letting that, just letting your attention and your appreciation and your breath out and up, and then in and down. That it's almost like an infinity sign, and let the infinity sign be, the center be in your heart, up, and bringing back in and down to the earth, and bringing up and resting in your heart. And then around to the back of your heart, to the part that backs you up, and letting yourself just appreciate this amazingness of being alive. And just the amazingness of all of these trillions of cells working together and supporting your purpose, and you're enjoying life, and you're feeling alive, and you're sharing aliveness with others. And so what we're really doing here is we're making a molecule, a cell, an atom of appreciation, of these appreciations going all of these different directions. So for just a moment or two, let your body be the center of all of this swirling aliveness, and just noticing how your body wants to celebrate that and take that in. All of the thank yous. And combining that, seeing if there are any fear melters that want to arise out of that, any wiggling, any sumo. You can sumo with thank you. You can love scoop with thank you. You can wiggle thank you through you. And then, of course, there's oozing, imagining that you're just in the ocean of love and oozing every part of you full of thank you. And during this week of kind of national thanks, I'd like you to let your whole body receive, to let your whole body, if someone says, oh gosh, I love what you're wearing today, you can go, thank you. If someone says, wow, I didn't notice that that was also here in the store, you can just say, thank you. If someone is, if you see someone and you're appreciating them and they say thank you, you can just receive that. So thank you is a way to open up deep appreciation and deep connection in you. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and thank us for connecting and sharing, and just draw on that anytime during the week, the pool of love that we're all creating together. So, mwah, until next time, you can unmute yourself and thank everybody if you wish.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You say thank you. Thank you.
you.
Thank
you, guys.